Hello everyone, this is Jack Wu, your host for Success Edge. Today I want to talk about one of the hardest things to figure out as an entrepreneur. I think the hardest thing for an entrepreneur to figure out is what really makes them happy. You know, I can share with you one thing. There are people out there who's better off to work for a Fortune 500 company and run it out for 10, 15 years and get to an income level of $100,000, $150,000 because they do not like the constant hustling, constant stress, constant non-stop working hours to be up a great opportunity. They might say, hey, I just want to work 5 days and take 2 days off on Saturday and Sunday and spending time with my kids and my family. And at least they know if that really makes them happy, they should just work for a Fortune 500 company. You know what I'm saying? There are people who should be the number 3 player in their company rather than trying to be number 1. I have seen so many people in different companies. You know, they started off as a rookie and they work extremely hard and climb their way up to number 5, become number 4, become number 3 players in the company, and then all of a sudden they start to make a lot of good money, a lot of great momentum, and then they got greedy. And then they try to open their own company and try to be the number 1 guy. And when they make that move, boom, everything drop. So you got to know what is your DNA, what you're made of, what makes you really happy. There are people who should be truly happy being number 3, number 5, number 10 in the company to make a lot of money, and there's not a lot of people are designed or made to be the number 1 player in the company. But if you're the number 1 player in the company, you got to also realize your own DNA. You might made that way, and if you're made that way, you got to say, hey, you know what? Going after the moon, going after the sun, going after the orbit is what really makes me happy. There are people who say, you know what, if I make $100,000 a year, I am extremely happy to live in a state that will give me the most comfortable lifestyle with $100,000 a year. That makes me happy, and that's fantastic. So that's the key. You know, you got to crack the code about you. What do you want? Not what other people want. What do you want? What makes you really happy is the key ingredient for you to become who you are, for you to become at your own level of success. Let me give you an example. When I first started my business, which is 20 years ago, I was chasing after one thing, and that one thing and that one key word was currency. All I wanted to do was to make great money, a lot of money. I want to buy a nice car. My dream was to buy a nice car when I was 21 years old. My first car was a BMW convertible 325, and I remember it was like $60,000. That made me happy. That was what motivated me to go out hustle every single day. Then later on, I upgraded my car a few years later to a SL 500 Mercedes. That was over $100,000. And then after another 3 years later, I upgraded to a Maserati. That's about $150,000 car. And then, of course, now I'm driving a Ferrari California T. When I started, I want to make a lot of money to travel around the world. I used to go to Vegas every single month. That made me happy. I loved it. I loved to party. Blackjack table was my favorite spot. Nice food, nice clothes. I made a lot of money. I retired my mom at the age 24 years old. That truly made me happy. See, at least I'm not fake about it. You know, people say money doesn't make you happy. Well, true, but money does not make you depressed either. You see what I'm saying? But I assure you today, currency is no longer making me happy. And I can share with every single one of you today, at my level, at this particular level in my career, in my life, I'm chasing another word, and that word is legacy. Started with currency, now it's legacy. Legacy to me is you are able to inspire and help other people who's less fortunate. And my whole commitment for me to do all these videos, live trainings, so many different things going on right now is to really wanting to share a lot of my experience, my knowledge for all the entrepreneurs out there, and hopefully maybe one of my message, one of my video, one of my live training, one of my strategic advice can help them to elevate their business and help them to grind it through and ultimately become successful. I know for a fact there are so many people in this world today makes a lot more money than I do. There's no question about it. They are 100 times, 1,000 times more successful than I am. I know that. But I also know there are very, very few people do what I do, which is to dedicate, commit, to give back to others and truly wanting to helping other people to get to the level where I am today, or maybe even one day surpass me without really thinking about any returns. I'm doing all of these videos for free. That's because I enjoy doing it, first of all. And number two is because I truly, truly feel that I'm so blessed to have the stuff I'm having today. And I want to give it back to other people and helping them to become successful one day. Maybe one day they say, you know what, because of this guy here, I listened to one of his message on the video, one of his live training I attended, one of his convention, one of his summit, and now I'm making $100,000 a year. I used to make $30,000 a year. Now I'm making $300,000 a year, $500,000 a year, $1 million a year. Now I'm making seven-digit figure income. That's what's going to make me super, super duper happy. So in order for you to get to a certain level of success in your life, go out there, go home, do whatever you got to do to figure it out what makes you really, really happy. All right, I hope you guys are going to have a fantastic day, and I'll see you at the next episode of Success Edge.